Hi guys, welcome back to another video. I want to first start off by saying thank you guys so much for tuning into my videos and watching my videos. Even though it's not a lot of you guys that watch my videos, I just want to say thank you for supporting me. Yes, I just wanted to get that in, just say thank you, So yeah, you guys, this is going to be a video of me showing you how I do feels. I never really see people do feels on YouTube, and yeah, I thought it'll be good to just talk about it just a little bit, explain just a little bit, because like I said, I don't know really too much on the educational side. I did go to school though, but I don't know too much on the educational side, but I'm going to try and explain it the best way that I can, okay? So yeah, you guys, this was a long set that she had when she came in, that she was getting the feel on. So she just asked me to cut it all the way down very short. So that's what I did. I just used my straight edge nail clipper to cut the nails down, and then I just finished off bringing the length down with the hand file. So yeah, that's what you see me doing now. Like, I'm also measuring the nails to make sure that they're all the same length. So you're going to see me kind of go back and forth with doing that. So yeah, how you make sure the nails are the same length is to align the cuticles together. I don't know how you guys are doing it to where you're coming up with the nails that are not the same length, but how you get the same length nails is to align the cuticles together. And yeah, you should do that. And whenever it comes to the thumb, you just kind of wing it just a little bit and just measure one with the other. So that's how you do that. So yeah, when it comes to feels, this is a regular feel on just with clear acrylic, and I just used gel polish on top with some gel polish and designs. So all I did was remove the gel polish. I didn't show you guys that because I didn't make the decision to record this feel until I was already half through a little bit. So yeah, what I did was just remove the gel polish. I didn't do anything else. I didn't thin any product out or anything. I just removed the gel polish. So the thickness of the nail is the exact same thickness from when I originally did the set, so it's just grown out, So all I did was remove the gel polish. If you are only using if you only have a product that's clear, and you are refilling a set that's with clear acrylic, then it should be fairly easy. You don't have to remove any bulk or anything, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's all I did. Remove the gel polish. I didn't remove any bulk. There was absolutely no lifting on her nails, so I didn't have to remove any lifting. And if you do have to do that, just make sure that you thin the product down as much as you can to where you get to the lifting, and then you go back in with a sanding band so that you can get closer to the lifting, and just kind of buff it off with the sanding band instead of using the metal drill bit, you know what I'm saying? Because if you do that and get really close to the nail plate, then you're going to burn the client, put a dent in her nails, give her a ring of fire, all of that stuff. So yeah, after that, we're just gonna go in like with the regular prep that we usually do when we are about to apply some acrylic. So as you saw me do, I pushed the skin back on the nails to expose the cuticle, to expose more of the new growth of the nails, and just push that skin back, so that's what I did. I used a medical cuticle pusher and did that. Now I have my medium grit sanding band, and I am taking the very tip of that sanding band, and I am lightly going around that area and removing the shine from the nail. I'm removing any dead skin. I am removing or trying to soften up any dry skin that is on the nail plate. Okay, so yeah, I usually kind of do a 2-in-1 or a 3-in-1. I push the skin back with the sanding band and everything. I do all of that at once. I still push it back with the metal cuticle pusher, but I also push the skin back and everything with the sanding band, if that makes sense. So yeah, you want to make sure that you are also removing the sides from the sides of the nails too, as you see me like go around the sides too, because nails do lift from the sides as well. So you just want to make sure that you are cleaning all of that up all the way around the nail. Okay, so after that, I apply my primer as you saw, and I am going in and applying the product. It's very, very easy. You just have to make sure that you have control of your product. This is very important for you to have control of your product. Okay, so what I usually do, I did start on my ring finger because I didn't know how the product would act because the room was so cold. So I did start on the ring finger just so I can get a feel of how the product was going to move, you know, because if the product is cold, then it runs everywhere, and that's what I didn't want to do. You know, I didn't want the product to do that. So I started on the ring finger to see what was going on first. So now I'm just going to do the pinky, and then I'm going to go on with the rest of the nails. So yeah. So like I said, you have to have good control of your product, and surprisingly, this Glamour Nail Supply monomer that I was using was working very well. I kind of stopped using that just because I started working with Young Nails, but I ran out of Young Nails, so I had to go to the Glamour Nail Supply monomer, and it was setting on its own. Like, I was very surprised. I was happy, you know, that it was just, I really didn't have to do too much. As you can see, this is my real speed on this fill, you know, on this video. So I was very surprised that it was like setting. Okay, so what I usually do is just grab a bead, set it right on the existing product or the existing nail, push and tuck in my sides first. That's the first thing you want to do. Tuck those sides in first, and then I will go in and pat and push up the product near the cuticle area. Not too much, because we want that product, that area, the product near the cuticle area, to be very thin. Okay, you want it to be flush and thin near the cuticle area, because that's what help you. That would help you to not have any lifting. It's to make sure that that product is thin and flush near the cuticle area. Okay, so yes, like I said, I just put the bead down, tuck those sides in first, and I push the product and pat it in and push it down into the existing product. You know, like it's hard for me to explain it. I just have to work better at, you know, explaining how to do things. But, you know, for the people who are visual learners, I hope you got it. You should be able to get what's going on here. But don't worry, you guys. Those people who like things to be explained to them, I'm working on it. You know, especially when it comes to doing these voiceovers, it's just so hard. You know, yeah. So I'm gonna just start, you know, really getting back into writing notes. Okay. So yeah, as you can see, even though I really didn't have to work too hard, especially with this client, because I love her nail beds. Her nail beds are perfect. I really, really love working on her nail beds. I'm able to use my size 20 brush, and it just glides so well over her fingers. I really, really love it. So, but I was, you know, I was very surprised at this monomer, you know, and how it was just like, I'm sorry you guys, like self-leveling. I was so surprised. So yeah, as you see, I'm just going to go in and I'm going to apply it over the existing product, like right there in the area you see, and I'm going to tuck it in, push it, and pat it in near the cuticle area, and I'm going to brush the product down. So yeah, so you really don't have to do too much. You just really have to focus on controlling your product, and make sure that your original set that you do is good too, because that kind of sets the tone for how your fills are going to be, or how much work you're going to need to put in for your fills, if that makes sense. So you want to make sure originally that your product is thin near the cuticle area, so you don't want to have to remove so much bulk when it comes to a fill. You know what I mean? Like when I did this fill, I really didn't have to remove any bulk. I just removed the gel polish. You know what I mean? But if this was a colored acrylic set, then it'll be much different. And I may do a video on that if I one day have to do a fill on somebody's colored acrylic, which I'm probably sure no, most of my girls do soak-offs because I offer it. Okay, most of my girls do soak-offs, which comes to another thing. Like, why don't you new girls do, well, even though I'm a new girl, So don't take that like no type of way. Like don't think too much on it. But like the newer nail techs, like they don't do soak offs. They don't do fills. Like why don't you do that? Like don't you want to be a nail tech that does it all? You know what I mean? So I'm just not understanding why nail techs just don't soak off and don't do fills. Like they always say, come, you know, with a you know, no nails on. You know, like I may do that for a brand new client because I want to make sure that it's just my product that's on their nails. But anything afterwards, like I'll do a fill. Like I'll do a fill. I'll do a fill on colored acrylic, and I'll do a fill on just regular clear acrylic. Like it don't matter to me. Like I'll do it. So when I seen that, you know, girls are not doing fills, and I also didn't see any videos of people doing fills on YouTube, I thought I should just go ahead and just, you know, do a video on it. You know, because I'm just really confused on why people don't do that. But anyway, I am now just using my comb bit, this is my favorite comb bit, girls. If you girls do not have this, go and get it. It will change your life. It will change the look of your sets and everything. I get it off Amazon. I just don't know the name of it or anything like that. I may link it below if I remember to. But yeah, I get this off Amazon and I need to get more before I can. So yeah, I'm just lightly going over the top. I'm not really, if you pay attention, I'm not really going around the cuticles too much. I'm really just smoothing out the nail towards the free edge just to blend everything together and make it look more natural, because she already has that higher apex that I did from, you know, that I blended into, if that makes sense. So I just want to kind of, you know, bring some of that bulk down right there, but not too much. You're gonna see when I kind of turn the hands over to the side and you see the nails from the side view that, you know, everything looks like very natural. Like right now, it kind of looks like an overlay, you know. It may really be an overlay because the nails grew out so long and I cut it down, you know what I'm saying? And I also cut some of her real nails, you know, because it had grew out, you know what I mean. But yeah, it's pretty much like an overlay. I mean, it looks very natural. She likes her nails like very traditional square, kind of rounded out a little bit. She like everything to look like natural, and I love it. You know what I mean? I love her nail beds, you guys. Like, am I the only one that just has those clients that you're like, oh, I love working over their nails? Like, she's one of them, because it just, when I say this lady always comes in and gets fills, because she never has lifting. Do you hear me? This lady's nails never lift ever since the day I first started doing her nails. Like, never lift. I always do fills on her. It may be once or twice that I did a new set, and that's only because she wanted a design that had like clear, one of the times it was because she had like colored acrylic and she wanted a clear set, a design that had a clear set. I'm sorry, you guys. And the other time it's because her nails had grew out so long that it was like weight towards on the tip of her finger, so it was like really hurting her nails. So it would have just, even though I could have filled on that, it just wouldn't have been good. It was just a better idea to just soak them off and just start over, you know what I mean? So yeah, you know, like this lady's, I don't know, like I love her nails. Like they never ever lift, ever. They will break or chip off before they lift. So crazy. So yeah, I don't know where I went at with that or where I was going with that, but yeah. I completely forgot. So yeah, you guys, she wanted like some very colorful French tips. And when I looked at the photo that she showed me, you know, the only thing I could have used was pigment powder because I had it blended together. So I wanted to kind of give you guys a tip, or just kind of talk about like how to use pigment powder, you know, since it's already in the video. So when you're doing pigment powder, you want to make sure that you have a background, which is white for the most part. So you want to make sure that the white is very thin, because if you don't and you go in and under cure that white, then it's just going to kind of ruffle up a little bit. Because when it comes to pigment powder, you want to make sure you still have like a tacky layer. So that means you have to kind of like under cure the gel. And with white, if you go thick just a tad bit, apply too much of it just a tad bit, that white is going to ruffle up, and we do not want that, especially with pigment powder, because you're going to see it's going to show through. It's just going to mess up, and it's not going to be a pretty sight. So you want to make sure that the white is very, 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 very thin. Okay, and then you're going to go in and you're going to cure it. You're going to cure that white, but you're not going to over cure it. You want to cure it for maybe 28 seconds, like right before you think your 30-second light is about to pop off on your gel lamp. Take them out, okay? Because like I said, that pigment powder needs a tacky layer to stick onto. If you over cure it, that pigment powder is not going to stick. It may look like it's sticking, but it's not going to stick. So whenever you go in to put your gel polish or your matte polish on top of it, it's just going to wipe off and smear everywhere, and it's not going to look cute. So you just want to cure it just enough that it has a tacky layer, okay? So you first just want to start off with applying a thin layer of white. Please listen to me when I say that. I'm telling you from experience here. Like I say, I learned a whole lot through trial and error, and I'm trying to help y'all out. Okay, you don't want to let these products embarrass you in front of y'all clients. Like, no, like I've been embarrassed so many times. Like, my products really just showed out in front of my face. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to help y'all out. So, yes, after that, you're just going to get like whatever you use. Like, some people use like wedge makeup brushes. Some people use like those little eyeshadow applicator brushes, you know what I mean? I use like sort of like a smudge makeup brush because I wasn't using it anymore. So I kind of use that because it works perfect for that. It's small. It has like it's a little fluffy little thing to it. So I'm able to like pat it on there, and yeah, it'll grip to that tacky layer on that white, and it'll be perfect, you know what I mean? And another thing I want to tell y'all that you should not do is like when you dip your brush into the pigment powder and you pat it on the nail, don't go and try and wipe your brush off with like alcohol or acetone and try to dip it in another color and put it onto the nail. Don't do that, because it's just going to smudge. Like, for the most part, your nails that brush is not going to be dry, and it's going to mess up. Okay, so all you have to do, like, really is just apply the pigment powder. If you're doing different colors, wipe it off against a paper towel and just keep it moving while it's still dry. I promise you it's not going to interfere. It's not going to, the colors are not going to mix or nothing. Just make sure that you just wipe the brush off, because I tried to do that once before, like dip it off and clean the brush off, because I thought the colors were gonna just like blend together, you know, on the brush. And I dipped it into some acetone and just messed the nail up. So keep the brush dry, just wipe it off on a paper towel, and just go to your next color, and just switch out your next colors by just wiping it off on the paper towel while it's still dry, you know. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, after I applied all of the pigment powders to the nail, I then went in with my cleanup brush and just used some acetone or maybe alcohol. I always use 91% alcohol with anything when it comes to cleaning around the nails or anything, or you know, cleaning off gel polish or something like that. 91% alcohol or acetone, and just clean off the excess pigment powder, you know, just clean it up, you know what I mean? And that's pretty much it, you know. This is the nails that she wanted, you guys. I had another client coming in right after her, just a tad, so I didn't get a chance to take a picture or do like a little end video of her nails. So I apologize for that. So, but yeah, this is how her nails came out. They were very nice and natural, cute, pop of color. I really adored these nails. They were so cute and natural looking. So yeah, I just top coated the nails with gel top coat, and that was pretty much it. So yeah, I'm going to close out this video and let you guys watch the rest to the end. I thank you so much for watching and sticking with me to the end of this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much, and bye bye.